If you have good energy around you, things work better, quicker, faster. Okay, I woke up and a man pulled up in a black truck to our house, and I thought he was the guy that was coming to help me get the house back from mortgage fraud, A plus properties, and the illegal eviction that happened June 2nd, 2022. So I told the girls, come on, let's jump in the truck. We jump in the truck, we ride off, and this guy moves from the driver's seat to the passenger seat with us, telling me basically he was going to kill me. And I was so frustrated with myself because I said, you didn't even ask God if it was okay to the Creator, if it was okay to get in the vehicle with this guy. So I said, I'm going to kill you. We were driving around in a plaza. I told the girls, you all are going to get out. I'm going to kill this guy. So I opened the door. They rolled out, and I stabbed him to death and got out of the vehicle. So I wanted to know what the dream meant because it was kind of disturbing. So it turns out that the dream means that I am having fears and anxiety about life. So as I was strolling through, because I don't like to pick the ones at the top, I tried to go here, but they wanted me to join or link up, and I didn't want to do that. So I kept strolling down, and I don't know if it's going to come up because I'm doing this again now after the fact. But what was trending was this, a story about Cash App owner Bob Lee being stabbed to death by Nima. Let me see, got stabbed in my dreams. I'm looking through the camera and strolling, so if it seems weird. So we're back to Tampa, Florida. So whoever had our stuff in Arapika, Florida, maybe they're leaving us alone now. Okay, so it's not coming up, so I'm going to Bob Lee, owner of Cash App, stabbed. So this Cash App owner, I can't remember which one came up. So let's do this. I know it said something about the sister. So this says Cash App founder Bob Lee was stabbed to death after argument about the suspect's sister, court documents show. So the person's name who allegedly stabbed him is Nima Monet. So yesterday I was looking for a place to live as in a second home because I really feel like
inside a San Francisco courtroom today,
I really
murder suspect
feel
Nima
like
Momeni ordered held without bond as new court documents tie the IT consultant to tech titan Bob Lee the night of his murder. Police say cameras at Millennium.
I don't want to go over 15 seconds. I think that's when you start getting into copyright problems. So yesterday, I was trying to follow the advice that was given to me, I think, by a Nigerian young man that did some identity theft. I met him in the parking lot against me. I met him in the parking lot of Walmart years ago, and he said, get dual citizenship in another country. And I wrote everything down, and somebody stole my book. I did not know at that time that my family was doing identity theft against me. I thought this was a recent thing that they just started this in 2019 because they wanted to sell my mom's house. My mom left 6 pieces of property. One at 6010 North 32nd Street, Tampa, Florida, where I was most recently evicted from June 2nd, 2022 by A Plus Properties, Eric Allen. Now, I now believe that this is my brother's name. They have this company that if you want to hide your wealth, they have something called obscurity. And basically, that's going to be hiding your name, your property behind fake names. You might be renting it to somebody, but it appears that they bought it, when in reality, they're practicing something called obscurity, and allowing you to lie in court documents saying that you sold a property when in fact you still own it in the background and you're just renting it to somebody. So the people that are living in my childhood home at 6010 North 32nd Street said that first she said they bought it, then she said she was renting it. So it could have been a rent to own situation, but she said that Elevated Realty is the people that sold to her, rented to her. She seemed very concerned. So she's not a part of the corruption. The lady at Real Elevated that was on the phone, she said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." She was very, arrogant and confident that, her scheme was going to go forward. Most of these people, I believe, are coming out of the Miami area where you can buy new names, passports, any kind of certification that you want to on their black market. What they've been doing basically is taking over the real estate industry by way of these property management companies. They come in, sign you up for their property management company, and the rent doubles. So they're forcing citizens of the United States out of the United States because the rent is too high for the available jobs in the area, which means people who have money from other countries are going to be the new citizens of the United States, and we'll have to live by the rivers or I don't know. I'm transferring myself into a minimalist and becoming an observer and really enjoying my new reality. So these two properties, 2210 East Mallory, was a small house, a small wooden house, and this one was a medium-sized house. This is where I birthed Abby. So I gave birth to my last child here. This is where Angola was born, in the bathroom. Now, every time something happens, there's this big to-do, and always a bunch of police and sheriff come, and I never understood. I still don't know what's completely behind it, but I do know they have been stealing from me for a long time. It didn't just happen in 2019 when they started talking about selling our house. Now, my mom, of these 6 properties, my mom said, do not sell. On the will it says, do not sell this property. And this is Arthur. And I'm writing through the camera, so pardon me. And Dorothy J. Atkins estate. All right, so 700 East Harem Avenue, Opa-locka, Florida. I lived with my brother briefly here, and he transferred this from Dorothy to Anthony Atkins, this home. All right, so the 5th piece would be 1316 Kill Place, which I believe is still owned by my family. This is in Valrico, Florida. I believe this one is under obscurity too. Hidden. Okay. And then the last piece that I know of is Georgia property, which they won't say anything about. Now, these are the siblings according to birth. Anthony, my brother, my only brother, and the oldest. Alva K was born next, then I was born. This is me. And then AVA, E, born, AVA. Okay? So those are the 4 children. And the will said, Dorothy's will said, share equally. Okay, so all of these properties, Anthony sold or stole all of those properties. All right, so they've stolen my ID, identity theft, ID theft. How did they do it? I don't know what they did first. Allegedly, they married me to someone. Married me to a thief who sold them my 25%. They reported me dead. And claimed inheritances left for me. Claiming they will use it for my children. All are unkept. All are unkept. Okay, 3. Okay, Angola, say good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so Angola's here with me. Abby's here with me. They've applied for benefits. Child support. However, the children live with me. Live with me. When we were put out of the hostel and had to sleep on the bus bench at the laundromat, the children have been with me. So my brother comes around taking pictures of them, telling lies to officials that maybe they're paying off to accept the lies and the poor, shoddy evidence that maybe they're saying the children are with them, and it's just not true. There's enough cameras around to prove that every day these children have been with me. So, when you're reported dead when you have had your entire estate, your trust, inheritances left for you have been stolen by your siblings and whoever this thief of a husband is. I don't know who that is. I found out I was married by tarot readers. Then went down to the 13th Judicial Circuit Court and they lie to me. They don't give me accurate information. So I'm in a form of isolation. I go to receive the truth. And because they're traveling in cars, they have phones, they have hackers, they will call into a business and say something, and then all of a sudden, what was going well starts to go wrong. And it's about 50 of these gang stalkers following me, and I don't know how many are doing the hacking against me. I know of at least 3. I'm suspecting a 4th. And this phone that I'm recording on actually keeps registering in Arapica. Is it Arapica?
I think so.
Arapica, Florida. My phone registers in Pasco County, even though we're here in the 33610 zip code. So let's see if I can do this. Arapica, Florida. Yeah, this place. Arapica, Florida. So one of the gang stalkers, maybe the false husband, lives here. And on the phone, they've taken over my daughter's phone. It keeps coming up at Cole Play School District. I think that's in Pennsylvania. See right here, Coldplay School District. So they keep calling me. Whitehall Coldplay School District. They keep calling. And the person whose phone name keeps coming up is Jasmine Cordona. Now, I paid for the phone, so there has to be some corruption over at Metro PCS. When we pay the bill, they'll give us a reprinted receipt instead of us giving us the original receipt. So I'm pretty sure it's men that's doing this. Men, they do dirt for other men, and they will abandon righteousness even though they're at work to help other men for a little, fee. I reported it to the FBI. Prayerfully, they are investigating. My original report was because a lady, I went online looking for money and just asking people to help us because we needed insurance for my car, and I didn't know what else to do. So I started reaching out to people. And the lady's name is Sherry Williams. Sherry Williams. She said her company was looking for 10 people to give $3,000 to. So she asked me what I would use it for. I said bills, back bills. And I was afraid to give her my Cash App because I was thinking about my begging for a billion campaign. And I thought if I have $1 billion or even, $100,000, now I'm learning this is my Cash App. So I was afraid to send that to her because I didn't know how to protect myself. So I thought my friend Galvin, I thought he was a friend, would get the money to me. And I thought that he was a, upright citizen. He's always talking about Yahweh and God and blessing people and not really caring about money. So whatever money was sent to me went to Galvin Emiseve's Cash App. I asked him 3 times, did he receive it? He told me no. So it just keeps bothering me. So I said, let me ask the FBI to investigate this Cash App issue. Now, if any money went to this account for me, that means Galvin lied to me and spent my money. This was around Ian Storm. That was about September 19th, 2023. And I've been waiting for funds from FEMA. I applied online to get FEMA funds. Never came. It should have went to my USF account on the Tampa campus. It never happened. So the house, my name has been taken off the house. I have been evicted with my 4 children and my nephew Alex. I can barely do any business. I can't do any business. They don't give me truthful information when I go to the courts, the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. I'm spelling things wrong because we have a storage problem. I'm using up my daughter's storage, and I got to get a SD card, and that's, 800 East Twigs. That's where our courthouse is. When I go there, they know I'm coming, and they have a box where they put my information. The lies that they're going to tell me are in that box. They don't give me truthful information. I've dealt with Tamika. When I was being evicted, I told her to give the entire packet because Evelyn Rosado was not really a notary. These companies that make this fake stuff, they can make you whatever you want to be, and it'll look legit. But it's not legit when you go to sunbiz.com and you do the research behind the certification. So Tamika refused to do the whole package. She said, we already got that. So she was just going to do the top pages, and that's what she did. I don't make a fuss. I just let them do what they're going to do because the creator of this fine universe sees all. Myronica, I think that's her name. She's been instrumental in keeping up the farce. She's the one that goes and gets the box. If I get a clerk that is unfamiliar to me, she's like, I can't find it. I can't find the case. Probably the whole case is a farce. It's just something to make me think that I can pursue justice when, behind the scenes they've already done what they were going to do. Then they go get Myronica, and Myronica has a box kind of like that, except it's, like the little plain boxes. And then she ruffles through the papers and then gives me whatever to the clerk. And then they stand around and giggle because, it's funny that, this dumb bitch thinks she can do something. And they done stole that property and sold that property, and she ain't gonna get nothing. And I've gotten $0 from the estate so far. On this very tablet, I saw it said the house sold for $306,000, which even if they sold the house, I'm getting the house back. And God can do everything. $306,000. Okay? So even if this were true, $306,000, right? And it's 4 of us. My brother's already gotten his share, so that would be divide 3, $306,000. That would be close to $100,000 for me, right? And so far, I've received that much. Okay? And now I think they're around here trying to kill me so that I can shut up and they won't go to jail for the crimes they've committed. These people won't go to jail for the crimes they've committed. The people I've reported it to is Ronald. And I apologize if I spell your name incorrectly. Figueroa. This is my chief judge. He's the chief judge. And Rick Melendi. Sorry, Rick. Melendi. He's my court administrator. Now, our police department has been in transition, but I sent copies to the Tampa police chief. And that's the title I gave it, Tampa police chief. And you can only give it to the person on the second floor. Once you walk up the stairs, they have a desk there, and they're like, oh, I'll give it to the chief. Okay, I don't know. Attorney General Ashley Moody. Well, that's not right. I'm just going to put it up here. It's hard to write through the camera lens. Ashley Moody is my Attorney General of Florida. And I know this looks very messy, but I'm talking as I'm writing. So these two are on the 6th floor at the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. They know about it. I think her name is Kim. Well, I usually hand my papers to Thomas O. Manzi. Okay, he's the bailiff for Ronald Figueroa. He takes it back to Kim because Kim is the JA, Judicial Assistant. That's Kim. She was trying to explain to me how